Well, hello again, guys. This is Joe here again, and it's about Sunday morning, just about 6 a.m. and I thought I'd do another video update before the day gets going. Didn't do one yesterday, so I thought I'd just share just a little bit of what we did. The clinic is normally closed on Saturdays when Americans aren't here. They use the Haitian nurses just have it open 5 days a week. We still kept it open, but there was only 2 patients that came through, so right off the bat, before we got started with the day, they had 2 of us just kind of do some other projects. The other 2 stayed in the clinic, and it became pretty obvious right away that the other 2 really weren't needed there. So they kind of helped with some other projects too, and we were just kind of there if anybody did need to get seen. What we ended up doing yesterday was we ended up painting, priming and painting the doors to all of these temporary homes. There were 16 doors in all, and I was with that project from start to finish. In the afternoon, we ended up recruiting some more people so we could get it done, and we did get it all done, which is pretty amazing. That we could get all those doors and everything done. These temporary homes are set by Mission E4. They're basically made out of tin and wood framing. I'll show them to you in just a moment. The goal is to get the people moved out of the tent cities into these temporary homes, which are a little bit higher quality, and then to move them from there into permanent homes. I was talking to Scott yesterday, and he said that they'll probably live in these homes for about 1.5 years or so. They'll be good for about 1.5 years. They really are very inexpensive and are much higher quality than the tents and the tarps that the people are living in across the street. They're only about $375 to build. So again, just when you hear things like that, it's just unfortunate that aid isn't coming to things like that. That more Haitians aren't living in homes and are being soaked every night by the rain. We've been fortunate the last 2 nights we really haven't had rain here. It does get a little bit more hot when there's not rain at night, but it's much better for the Haitians when there's no rain, so their homes don't get flooded. What the plan kind of is for today is we're going to be going to church. That will be, I believe, we're leaving at 8 a.m. For church. Madame Bazile is going to be cooking us a breakfast. Normally we make our own breakfast and lunch, but Madame Bazile is going to be cooking us a special breakfast. It's going to be pumpkin soup, and from what I'm told, from what Scott tells us, that it's a Haitian staple food and a very, very special soup. And the reason is because it goes all the way back in the history of when the French used to rule over the slave nation of Haiti, or the slave colony rather. And what they would do is just kind of as a power thing is they would not let any of the Haitians eat anything yellow, and particularly this pumpkin soup, just to kind of show that they had power over them. So when Haiti declared its independence, everybody made and ate this pumpkin soup, and now they on their Independence Day, which is actually January 1, everybody in the nation eats pumpkin soup all day long and multiple bowls of it. So we're told it's a very good soup. I'm sure it will be. Madame Bazile is an excellent cook. So we've been very gracious to her, excuse me, for all of her hosting. She's just been a joy, and her food has just been excellent. It's amazing the things that she can come up with and how tasty it really is, and quality, as far as none of us getting sick or anything like that with what little she has to work with. So pretty incredible. Well, we'll be going to church then. There's 3 churches we'll be going out to. The one here in Léogâne, which is just right behind me, Laquille and Fauché. Scott will be speaking at Fauché. My dad's going to be speaking in Laquille, and I'll be going to Laquille to hear him speak. And then Pastor Bazile will be speaking here in Léogâne. After church, we'll meet up again here at the camp. We're going to kind of take all of our stuff out of our tents. We pretty much all have it packed up now, and it has to be pretty much completely packed by the time we leave for church. We'll take it all out. We're going to move the tents across the street and give them to some select individuals. These are a lot higher quality tents than what they have over there. And then we're going to move other select individuals into the temporary homes and help them do that. And then we'll be on our way to the villa, the guest house, which is in Cafu. So we'll be spending the night there, and yeah, after that we'll be heading to Port-au-Prince tomorrow for our flight at 9:40 a.m. We'll be traveling all day. We're expected to land in Minneapolis around 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So it's been a good trip. You know, I'm gonna kind of do a video, I think, tomorrow when we're in Miami. We have a long layover there, just kind of wrapping up things, kind of final thoughts and feelings of it. But it's just been kind of an update from here. I'm just gonna take the camera and show you some of these temporary homes. Pardon it, that's a little bumpy here. These are what these temporary homes look like. On the right side of the tin there are 8 homes. On the left, those are still being completed, that's another 8. And then behind there's people already living in those homes, and that's another 8. This structure over here, I just want to mention, this is going to be the new orphanage. Ma'am Bazile and Pastor Bazile will be living in a room. Their 3 boys will be living in another room. That cement structure you see in the middle is going to be toilets and showers, and they will have American toilets just like we're using. And then the large open area closest to us is going to be where all the orphan girls live. And there's about 18 of them total, and they'll all be living in that little room. But once this structure is completed, it's going to be a very, very nice room. It's high quality. You can see the concrete in the foundation. How far it goes down. It does go down underground too. So this thing is built to last, which is good. What our team has been doing this week on it is they've been doing basically the entire framing of this whole building. The only thing I think that was done, I believe, was just the outside walls, with the exception of the back wall to the back side on the right. They did that, and then they did everything in the middle. You know, to frame all of it, cutting all the wood in the right way and putting it up. And so our team worked extremely hard on that, and I can tell you from being out here yesterday, it is very hot out here. The sun basically shines directly in this particular area. And for myself, I mean, I put SPF 50 all over me twice, including my face stick, and I still got pretty burned out here. So the sun is very intense down here when it is during the day. Probably been all week, I'd say, around mid to upper 90s, maybe low 100s, but mid to upper 90s, a little humid. But the sun, more the actual heat of the sun is quite a bit. So, all right, so that's kind of the update from here. I'll show you this real quick. This is the old orphanage here, and it is structurally sound, but what they're going to be doing is they're going to be using that as kind of a depot for storage supplies. They had some civil engineers come out and assess it, and they did assess it to be okay. And then I'm just going to show you a view of our camp. I'm just on the roof here of this building. A couple of guys slept here last night.
This is the rooftop sleeping quarters right here. This is the rooftop sleeping quarters.
Yeah, that's right. Terry and Steve were both sleeping here last night, so Steve's just waking up here. But these guys have slept up here past couple nights here, actually. Beautiful view of the stars, actually. Probably some of the best views you can about imagine. Here's all of our tents here. We're in the blue one right there. And here's the camp. This building here is where our toilets and showers are. These are where the orphans live. The building in the far back there is our clinic, and then that tin structure, which you can kind of see behind that tree, is where we do all of our eating and everything. So we've been kind of, you know, it's a nice little camp. We feel it definitely feels secluded compared to some of the open tent cities. You can see that there's maybe you can't, but there's a gate all the way back there that kind of keeps us safe and enclosed so that people aren't breaking in or anything at night. So anyway, that's kind of the update for the day, and we'll talk to you again soon.